In this episode, we're going to look at some beastly little toys from the 80s and a reimagined 80s classic. So, stick around! Hello and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. In this episode, we're going to take a look at some little beastly awesome toys from the 1980s and a reimagined 80s classic. But first, let's go on a toy-tastic adventure. Let's take a look at some Battle Beasts. These were released by Hasbro in 1986, and they were an offshoot of the Transformers series. They made an appearance in the Japanese version of the Transformers cartoon, but they never made their way here to America. The toys did, and I think it's that lack of exposure is what kinda snuffed the brand out after just a few series. So let's take a look. I have 5 of them, and I have a bunch of them. I've talked about them in a previous episode, and I picked up a bunch in the early 90s for a steal, because then they weren't really that old yet, and not as popular. So, I have a bunch, but we're going to focus on 5 like we did last time. I'm going to do what I've done with my pin unboxing videos. I'm going to go to a close-up lens so that we can see better detail in the toy. So I might be out of focus, but like I have said before, who cares? We're here for the toys, so let's take a look at them. Plus this looks kind of like avant-garde or something. Anyway, first on the list is Rocky Rhino. Here's Rocky Rhino. Very nice detail. Has this mace type arm, and like we looked at with the last time, they have some really weird cybernetics or just augmentation. I think in the original cartoon the Battle Beasts were genetically made to be warriors or arena fighters of some extent, so maybe that's why so many of them have these really weird cybernetic or just analog type of augmentation. As you can see, they have 2 points of articulation. The legs don't really move at all, and the head doesn't move. I believe on some of them it does, but definitely not Rocky Rhino here. And like we looked at last time, they have the heat transfer signature that the Transformers had. But Battle Beasts, I believe, had 3 different elements of wood, fire, and water. And they were parts of different clans, and they could beat each other depending on what element they are. So let's see what element old Rocky is here. Excuse me a moment. Oh, it does show up here, but just not on camera. But it looks like Rocky is fire. It comes out a little bit there. You can see a little fire emblem there. But that's Rocky Rhino. Part of the Fire clan, family, whatever you want to call them. Next is Armored Armadillo. Not the most cleverest of names, but it's a really nice little figure. Again, with 2 points of articulation, but look at that detail in the armor plating of the armadillo. Got an awesome little face there. And like I've said, I'm such a huge mark for mutant animals or anthropomorphic animals that these are almost perfection. I mean, I would if I had the whole set of these, I would have definitely used these as the miniatures in my TMNT games that I ran in the past. But I don't have that many, and it kind of curtails the creativity of the players. But maybe one day I'll make character sheets for all these dudes, and it'll just be, hey, pick who you want to play, and you get to use the toy. So, got his little stubby tail here, armor plating on the back, which looks great, purple armor. Now, he doesn't have any augmentations or cybernetics, but he has some cool armor. But let's see what clan he's with. Oh, it looks like wood. Let me double check. Yep, it's wood. We have a little log there on his chest, if you can see. Of course, there's different glares and such going on. But this is Armored Armadillo. Next we have Colonel Bird. And from what I've read, there were different versions of him, different variants of the color. But this one I have is in a teal. Now, what kind of bird is he? Maybe an eagle. Yeah, probably an eagle. But his only real weaponry augmentation are... Ooh, he's very dirty. Might have to clean him up a little bit. Excuse me. But he has these wrist claws, blades here. And he has a headset here. Probably a camera on the top of his head. But it's weird how he sits. If you can see that there. How he's kind of haunched forward. I guess because of the bipedal nature of birds' feet. But if that was the case, they should have molded out the back a little bit more to counterbalance it. But, I mean, I hate to say it because birds are cool and all, but out of all the Battle Beast figures, I've seen better. Now let's see what clan he's with. He is Fire. Again, I don't know if you can make that out, but he's part of the Fire clan. Anyway, now for, let's just say, a name that's probably an homage of some sort. Excuse my cat for knocking. It's the new kitten. But this is Webslinger Spider. Now this is a very cool design because you have his 4 arms up here and of course his 4 limbs here to give you a total of 8. His hand there is just a little pincher of some sort, no finger detail. Same here. So that's kind of neat, kind of keeps with the whole spider leg thing. Nice purple armor. Got many eyes there. Big one. Well, I think that's cybernetics, the yellow there, but he has... looks like he has a turbine or something in his mouth. That's interesting. That would stink for cybernetics, but I guess maybe that helps shoot his webs or silk nets or something at his foes. Got his mandibles here on the sides. But let's see what clan he's with. Fire as well. Fire seems to be the popular one. Now I don't know if there was a good or bad element or any of the story like that. I don't really remember it. Oh, this next one doesn't have a sticker. He lost it somewhere along the way. But this dude here, look, he has a like a spear attachment. It'd been cool if it's a drill, but it's just a ramming spear type of thing. Cool frog features. Has horns. Cool webbed feet. Very cool. Again, 2 points of articulation. His little wart embellishments on his head, his back here, tops of his arms. And his name is Horny Toad. Okay, we're going to end it right there. I don't know how that got by the toy sensors. But yes, Horny Toad. Not horned toad. Horny Toad. So, on that, let's have a commercial.
When you change into Fun Pals and Underoos underwear, you can pretend to change into a hero.
Mask-wear illusion is the ultimate weapon. By the power of Grayskull, He-Man is here.
Imagine you can change into all your favorite heroes, from Superman to Thundercats, with Fun Pals and Underoos underwear.
More than meets the eye. The Transformers.
With Fun Pals and Underoos, you can change into a hero.
Freddy, what are you doing up there?
And we're back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial. But now, I have a new addition. Recently, Mega Construx have started releasing really great figures. They've tackled a whole plethora of different pop culture icons, from Hellboy to Call of Duty, Halo, and even Masters of the Universe. This is the Wind Raider. This was a toy I had as a kid. It was definitely one of my favorites, and it was the first Masters of the Universe vehicle I ever owned. I have such great memories of the Wind Raider, and unfortunately, it was lost through time. I think it was either thrown away by my parents or sold at a yard sale. Either way, it bums me out. But this is the next best thing. Now, this comes with Skeletor and He-Man. It's 198 pieces, and I was lucky enough to get it on clearance at Walmart. I've had my eye on it for a while, and they had this and the 5-figure pack. Unfortunately, that was gone. But they still had one of these on clearance, and I happily jumped on it. So, let's build this thing, and let's talk about He-Man while we do it. Okay, here we go. Let's open this bad boy up and see what's inside. Excuse the fabric I had to throw down. The table is getting some nasty glare. And I just got a paper cut from the box. Great way to start. So, instruction book. 1 bag, 2 bags, 3 bags, 4 bags. No, let's just put this to the side. So, let's crack open this instruction book and see where we go. I'm going to keep it here off to the side. Oh, that is awesome. It's got some of the original artwork. That's wild. So, first things first, it's telling us to build He-Man. So, let's pull these bags off to the side. And crack open this first one here. So, let's dump out the pieces. Try to organize just a little bit. Oh, looks just a little bit smaller than I imagined. Excuse any background noise, that is the new kitten acting crazy. So, there are He-Man's parts. So the instructions say, oh, that's cool. His armor, bandolier, whatever you want to call it, is rubber. That feels really cool. So we gotta put that on. So it's telling us in the instructions that his arms come off, so let's start by putting the arms down so we can slip his armor on. So, wow, that looks rough. Hold on a second. Let me see if, excuse the noise, that's a lens. Let's check this lens out. Sorry to be doing this on the fly, but this is all new to me since getting the new camera. Honestly, this is the first... Oh, yikes. First, it came from my side laundry room that we've done with the new camera, other than a few things here and there. So, still trying to see what works best. So here we go, we're slipping on his bandolier. So start with that, and of course let's pop his head on. That's nice. Got his nice bowl cut there. So, arm. Arm. Oh, that one popped. This one didn't. There we go. And what do we do now? His belt. Okay, hold on a second. I'm just going to put him right there. I know you can't see, it's out of focus. But we put this with his loincloth. I'll say this is probably the front of it. And then his belt goes there, and then that gets attached to the body like so. So now his legs. One leg. Two leg. And his bracelet. That's pretty cool. So there we go. We have a completed He-Man. I don't know if these legs are supposed to fit up in there better, or if that's how it is. The picture doesn't show it coming down that far, but looks okay. Handle's okay. So there we go. And I apologize for any camera tomfoolery here, but there we go. That's pretty awesome. So let's put him to the side and see what's next. I'm going to go back to the other lens here. Again, apologize for it being on the fly. But now it's time for building. It looks, oh boy. I just have a lot of green pieces here, so let's just all dump them out and see where that takes us. And it looks like we got some specialty pieces and Skeletor there. And put these unique pieces off to the side. So, it says to start with this brown piece. And a 6-piece wide and a thin 6-piece. So these two go together. That goes on top. And I guess I should point out now that I've never been a real big Lego builder. I had a basic Lego set when I was a kid. I think that was all they really had back then. But I guess I'm too ham-fisted. They always busted the more I worked on it. Okay, so what we need now is a little 1 square piece, which are in this bag, of course. The only bag, well, one of the only bags I didn't open. So throw those into the mix as well. Put the trash off to the side. So let's see here. So we need one of these. Let me push these out of the camera so or off to the side so we see our work here. So we need 4 of those. Cat. Okay, I had every intention of building the Wind Raider with you guys, and things went a different way. Unfortunately, I'm filming this on Friday the 13th, and it seemed the curse has struck me. First off, while opening the package, I sliced my finger on the cardboard, so it was a cardboard cut. No biggie, I soldiered on. I had everything set up, a nice table, a nice piece of fabric over it. I was going to do it like all the Lego people out there on YouTube, and I was ready to build. Well, I'm assuming they don't have a crazy kitten to contend with like I did. Here, let me just show you a little scene. Okay. I don't know where these two go. Oh, bad cat. Originally, I was going to go over everything step by step. And then when that fell to the wayside, I was just going to film myself building it and then fast forward through it. That didn't even work. So, I present to you the finished product, and we'll talk about it. The first thing that it had you build was He-Man himself. I think it has some great detail for the size, great mobility, a lot of articulation, old school style. The great thing about his armor bandolier thing is it's rubbery, so it feels really cool, very durable. My only complaint about He-Man is he does not come with the Sword of Power. he comes with his axe. As I reach back here and get it. So that's pretty cool. I mean, when I first got my He-Man figure, it blew me away that he came with a battle axe. I mean, I got the figure way before the cartoon or anything, so I always had him use this as his weapon of choice. I didn't quite understand the swords because it had a half-moon part that stuck up, and Skeletor's had a piece and it fit together. And I didn't quite understand that, but I could understand a huge axe. So he can hold it very well, pose with it. Just a very nice figure. So the next thing was to build the Wind Raider itself. Now, while building it, it didn't seem like it was as big as I thought it should be. But once you had the finished product, it's a pretty good size. I would have liked a different head here. The original toys was more stocky. This is very slender, very pterodactyl skull looking. And the cool thing is the anchor that came like the original comes off and it has a string attached. Mind you, it's not on a reel, it's over a block with a hole in it, but it winds up just like the original. That's a pretty neat addition. I like that. That makes me feel very nostalgic for it. The screen printed on designs are very nice. The rudder moves. The wing, as I break it off, the wings move like the original. And another complaint I have is it comes with these flames that come out of the back here, which are awesome, but they're two different colors. I don't understand that. Same here at first. These turbines on the front are two different colors as well. At first I was like, that's cool. I mean, it kind of shows some wear and tear or some battle damage to it or something, but getting the flames two different colors, that doesn't make any sense. But you have this little cockpit here, handles for He-Man to hold on to, some more screen printed blocks here and here. But all in all, very happy. It makes me feel very nostalgic for, like I said, my very first Masters of the Universe vehicle. So, very happy about it. I dig it. And for the price, very happy. And like I said, it didn't seem like it was that big as I was building it, but once you throw the wings on it, it's a pretty good size. Even has wheels on the bottom. Now these pieces are just supposed to be temporary, but I think I'm going to leave them just to make it a little bit more sturdy. Now, you go through the instruction book here, which I still regret not picking up these 5, especially since I love Faker, but this He-Man comes with his sword and shield. So, I need to pick him up eventually. I think the problem was, like this Teela, I know they came out with a version with her armor, and I think I would have dug that more. But, from what I understand, they're going to be putting more Masters of the Universe Mega Construx out, and they have different packaging and stuff. But one beef I got is, you get to end of the book, they never once tell you how to build Skeletor. Of course, since you built He-Man, you kind of know how to build him, but man, he don't even get any love. Look at that. That is a great face sculpt. Great coloring, just like the original. Just like He-Man, full articulation. Extra points for his cool webbed clawed feet. And he comes with his sword of power. Not the magic staff, but he comes with his sword of power. And I feel like if I never find the He-Man one, I might be painting this sucker silver and giving it to He-Man. But great Skeletor, rubbery, whatever, loincloth thing here, rubbery armor, has the crossbones there, the fringes on the top here, just awesome. And you know, in this day and age, I know I'm not going to be able to find He-Man and Skeletor in good shape for a good price. I may luck into it one day because I miss them. I need to start building up my He-Man collection again. A lot of them didn't make the purge of childhood and they were sold off or given away. But this is a very good substitute, and they're small, so they don't take up a lot of shelf space. So that's a bonus too. Anyway, this has been It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. Unfortunately, things didn't pan out the way I planned, but you know what they say about over-planning. Is that even a saying? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I apologize because I had the best intentions of doing a step-by-step building of it and us just having a nice conversation about He-Man and my history with the toys and how much I love them. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I love reading them and I love getting back to everybody. If you're new around here and you enjoyed this, or any of my other videos, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell, you'll be notified whenever there's a new episode. But until next time, keep being rad and stay dorky.